What's up and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 277. I somehow don't look like I'm strung out again. Every single day when I wake up, I look like a fucking drug addict. I'm all pale as shit. My eyes are all red as shit. No. I couldn't tell you the last time I'd done a drug. Not even a weak ass one. Like alcohol or nicotine. Well, no, not even nicotine. I got some caffeine here. I didn't even smoke no weed.
That just tells me he was on really good drugs because he doesn't remember it.
Dude, I wish I was on drugs. My life might not suck so fucking much. Or it would suck worse. I could have a really bad trip.
I was about to say, they say you're supposed to be in a good mindset whenever you...
Yeah, that's why I can't do drugs.
Right.
My mental state is just bottomed out.
Right.
I don't know why. You know? You ever be in a truly, like, shitty spot and you're just looking around like, everything's good. Why do I want to die?
Right, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, there's nothing problematic happening, yet I don't want to be alive anymore. Yeah, I know. It's called depression. I know. I've suffered with it since... Yes.
I have crippling depression.
Yeah, dude. But also, it's still just one of those things where it's like, what the fuck? I almost got hit by a bus a couple weeks ago. Did I tell that story?
No.
Oh, well, so on the 16th Street Mall, right? That entire street is like an outdoor mall, and some parts of the street end up closed down, some don't. There are buses that go up 16th Street Mall. Well, the buses apparently just know what light changes are coming, and the buses have different traffic lights than the rest of traffic. So I'm crossing the road, and like I crossed when it was safe to cross, right? Not just there were no cars, like it was clear for me to go, and then it starts doing the blinky thing like, hey, you gotta get across the road. But also, like, if you're already in the crosswalk, it doesn't fucking matter. You have right of way, you're the pedestrian, you entered when it was fine, whatever. So I'm just walking, I'm like, whatever. Well, this bus is coming up the road, and just the lights had been red for a solid bit. It never slowed down. Like, as I stepped onto the sidewalk, it was behind me. Like, it was right there. God damn. Yeah.
Shave the hair on your ass.
Like, holy shit. Yeah. Because it never slowed down, which means it would have only been going like 30 miles an hour, but that wouldn't have felt good.
Right.
You know? So, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from the store.
What'd you get?
Not much. I didn't need much this week. I just went for veggies. I was looking. So I've talked about this before. They didn't have good breakfast sausage here. Well, I figured out they do sell like true country breakfast sausage sometimes, or at least I thought they did. But ever since I saw it once, but it was sold out, I have gone back 7 times and they've never had it. So I don't think it actually exists.
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry, checking my YouTube stuff. I've had a couple videos do well recently, but no, this would be cool. Some guys just like, this video should be the end credit scene in Rogue One. It's the one where I'm talking about Andor and Rogue One and like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing. It's like, yeah, maybe I should be the end credit scene. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. YouTube's still doing that thing where it pisses me off. Because subscriber count doesn't matter. Okay, so I've more than tripled the needed watch time to be a YouTube partner. Can I be one? No. You don't have enough of that arbitrary number we said wasn't important. It's like, what do you mean? It's obvious. I can draw people to the platform and keep them there. Because my average watch time is like actually really good, except for on the last video I made, my tacos video. Apparently people don't like that one, which is insane. Have you tried making tacos from that video yet? Barbacoa tacos, not birria, but barbacoa.
No, I have not.
You need to.
Had a chance.
They'll make you come.
Mm. I've been very busy the last couple days.
The only reason I don't make them more is because you have to have your oven on for like 8 hours, and it's summertime, so that sucks now. You could
Yeah,
do
no
it like
shit.
outside on a grill or whatever, right? But like I don't have one. Okay, there's one in the building, but I also don't want to just go sit downstairs in the sun for 8 hours either. You know? So like,
Right.
because I don't care whether you trust your neighbors or not. I'm not leaving food cooking for 8 hours without me being there. That's just weird. I wouldn't do that
Right.
in my own house. Like if I lived with other people, I'm just not doing that. That's weird. So yeah. But like you could, like you having a grill, you could totally just put it in like one of those throwaway metal pans or whatever with all the stuff and just leave it outside.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do that, so I don't make tacos as much. Well, that and roasts are expensive.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just one person, so it makes it a lot tougher. Like, if I ever somehow manage to get a date and am ever cooking for somebody, I would absolutely make these because bomb and totally worth it at that point. But it's like, it's just me. And like a roast is a lot of food. I'm good.
Right.
I made them once and I ate the meat from those tacos for like 6 days. Luckily, it's just meat in some beef broth, basically. So you can do a lot with it. So it wasn't a big deal, but it's like, all right, man. Eventually, I would like another flavor.
Right. Yeah.
My favorite thing to do with that, though, is the next day, because you make your own rice, your own Spanish rice. So the next morning, you have Spanish rice, eggs, and then that meat over the top of it, and then all the veggies you already have cut up. Fucking wonderful. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty busy last couple days. I don't know if you've seen the TikTok I sent you of
I know you sent me one, but what
that Cody posted. Holy shit. We're going to get hit again by storm.
Oh, yeah. So you guys are flooding currently. Mom sent me pictures of our driveway because you know how that normally is. The lake is... So you know the like back driveway, like behind our old house, like where the Bronco and camper are parked?
Uh-huh.
The entire pool of water is past that now.
Oh, shit. Well, it's about to rain again, so...
And then it like, I don't know if it's crossed the little hump in our driveway, but there is also a flood all the way down to the end of the garage. So like, there's a chance it's all connected. Oh, I've been sent a thing.
Yeah, I'm sending you what it looks like between here and that town to the west of me.
With all the construction, yeah.
Yeah, where
there's water in there.
Where there's usually not water.
Yeah.
And there's just...
Holy shit, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
The first one, you can't really tell. The second one, there's a lot of water. The third one, there's a lot of water. The first one, maybe I'm just blind, or the colors of the video is weird.
The first one looks like the Platte River. The whole thing is just covered in water.
Honestly, I thought that was still just dry because everything's the same fucking color.
No, that's all water.
Okay.
All of it. And a shit ton of trees floating down.
That's crazy. What the hell did you guys do?
It rained like 2.5 inches of rain in like 15 minutes. So a lot of water.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So, and then I turned off onto our road that goes to your house also.
Yeah.
And there was right by that lady that used to live in the old house by the oil place.
Yeah.
There was a tree there that had fallen over and was completely covering one lane of the road.
Oh, that was on that road. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And so I turned all my lights on and stuff and started calling people. And I called Cody and asked him if he had a chainsaw, and he had an old one. And he come out and we got halfway cut through it, and his chainsaw broke.
Nice.
So then I went and grabbed my landlord's chainsaw. He said I could use it, and we continued cutting away at it. It took us a while, but we got the tree cut in half and moved off the highway.
Did you remember to text Heath today?
I did.
Okay. I didn't, but
Yep.
I should.
I was the first one to text him. I personally texted him, and
yeah, I should do that.
yeah. And then, yeah, I wanted to see how long it would take for everybody in the chat to realize it was his birthday. Took quite a while. It was like 11 to noon-ish.
See, the nice thing is when I text him right now is he might just think I just woke up. So, haha.
Which, I don't know, how long have you been awake?
A couple hours.
Oh.
I laid in bed because my eyes really hurt for some reason.
Wow.
Like I said, and then when I went to take a shower is when I noticed that I look all fucking strung out again. Which is so crazy. There must be something in the water. No, I'm kidding. Now, actually, the water here is not as bad as I expected. Like, even just
Really?
like straight out of the tap, it's drinkable.
Well,
I still run it through the Brita filter anyways, but like, actually, when I go
also,
work out, sometimes I just, well, and I guess not out of the tap. I never fill my water in the sink, and I guess my fridge has a filter too, like through the thing. But
most of them do nowadays.
I just grab it out of the fridge when I go work out, just because I don't want to waste my good water when I'm chugging it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also you're looking at city stuff, so people are looking to sue a little more than
That's
small
fair,
town.
the thing with cities is not like contamination truly, it's the chemicals they use to treat it. Like, while fluoride can be like fine, it just tastes like shit.
Right.
And like I don't taste it, so I don't think they use it. So they treat it some other way. But also maybe it's a benefit of Denver being a mountain city. You got mountain water.
Right.
What kind of chips are you chipping on? Oh, nice. Dude, I'm so mad. Last week when I placed my Walmart order, hold on, let me tell you the two things they didn't fucking send me. So they go shopping for you, and like if they don't have them in stock, you don't get charged for them if you don't get them. So I didn't get charged for them, but I just didn't get them, and it's always annoying. Let me go look at my last order. What did I not get? I wanted 4 cans of those. Oh, right. And they didn't have my, the specific, like, it says it's guacamole, but it's really not. It's just smashed avocados in a little sealed thing because
What you're talking about
those go bad a little slower than regular avocados do. So, especially if you haven't like peeled the thing, I can just leave it in my fridge for a bit until I want avocado. So like, those are, while they're more expensive than avocados, I don't waste any of it. So I feel better about it.
Right.
But yeah, they didn't have any of the cans of Pringles and I was very upset.
Well, they're good. That's why.
I was like, man, I just wanted some Pringles.
Yeah. I know one thing. I'm fucking sore.
I'm finally not sore.
Yeah.
I took 2 days off from working out because my legs, I was struggling to stand up in the mornings and I was like, all right, maybe I should take a day or 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm sore because I did 2 days worth of extrication training for the fire department.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah. It was rough. But the jaws of life, although very fun to use to tear off doors and shit, they weigh 100 pounds. Especially the one I was using. They had like a battery powered one. It was a Milwaukee. And that's 2 big old batteries. And it weighs 100 pounds. And I told our chief, I was like, man, we need to get one of these. These are sweet. And he goes, yeah, they're only like $23,000 on the low end, probably.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, well, never mind, because that would take like all of our budget. But anyway, yeah, it was fun getting to tear off doors and learn different ways how to, extricate somebody in an accident and taking roofs completely off of cars and Then on the second day,
Is that what the Cody's TikTok was?
yes,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
a lot of those pictures are him and I.
Okay.
Um,
I couldn't tell because uh the first picture, the like abbreviation for the on the back of the whoever's jacket definitely wasn't the town you guys are from. And I was just
No.
like, oh, is this just a bunch of firefighter pictures, not just them? But then the next one was like the correct abbreviation. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
now I'm more confused.
One of the picture actually has my whole name on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if you scroll far enough, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
Um,
your whole name's already out there on the internet, man.
I know. I know. That's
You
why
have no
it's
privacy
not a big
anymore.
deal. But anyway, it is hailing again.
Nice. Dude, my car.
It's small hail this time, though.
Yeah, it's also not my car. Oh, shit. I got to remember to take so the plates haven't expired on that car yet.
Yeah.
So I haven't officially given her the title yet because she's just been,
Using it.
if you're going to have to go pay for new plates, you might as well let these expire because who cares?
Right.
And I've still been driving it when I go back home. But I need to have her remind me to bring the title back when I come back because they expire this month. And
Yeah, you might.
she might want to get plates.
Yeah. Yeah. But then, the second day lighting cars on fire, that was fun. Except for Cody and I, we were the first strike team on one side, and we started moving up, and he started spraying, and the airbag cylinders started blowing up. So that was fun. Then finding out that some cars have magnesium in it now, and magnesium's really, once it catches on fire, it's really hard to put out. It burns like thermite. It's like a greenish, yellowish glow, and you can literally just douse it with water and it just keeps burning. Kind of crazy, but I had a lot of fun. Wearing bunker gear for 6 hours straight is not very fun, though. All your bunker gear's heavy, and then you're standing in boots that have no support.
Right.
It's like standing on concrete barefooted for 6 hours straight. And then the oxygen tank and a mask, and it's hotter than shit. All I've done the last couple days is eat because I burned a shit ton of calories.
Right.
With how much I sweated. And so the first night we didn't get back to the hall until 11, and the second night we didn't get back to the hall until 11:30.
Right.
So
it
was busy.
Yeah. The burning calories thing matters a little bit to me now. I no longer just eat once a day.
Oh yeah?
I'll normally eat something like after I wake up, and then normally about an hour after I work out, I'm fucking starving.
Starving? Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah.
It's like, all right, we're just going to eat less the first time we eat so I don't feel so bad when I eat later.
Yeah. I need to, hopefully, I mean, we're starting to get a little slowed down on camp again, so hopefully I can start working out again.
The fire department's going to speed up.
Yeah, shut up. Right now it's still raining, so we're okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's worse because that means the vegetation is going to keep growing.
Yeah.
And then it's going to dry out, and then it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Every little dry lightning storm that comes through here is going to be fucking nuts.
Every idiot chucking a cigarette out the window. Every
Right. Yep.
Well, not every cigarette. That's not fair because most of the major cigarette brands add the stupid thing that puts cigarettes out on their own most of the time. Doesn't always work, but like much safer. Right. But some of the cheaper, shittier brands don't, and those are a problem.
Most of the time, people blame it on cigarettes, but 90% of the time, it's people driving old ass trucks that backfire.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of these diesels, they got to be green and environmentally friendly, while they all have that DEF system in it.
Yep.
Well, when you're diesel and you have DEF, you have to have a regen system, and that regen kicks sparks out the exhaust. And guess what? Fires everywhere. You looked.
Oh.
I don't know what you look like, but you look puzzled or surprised or happy or.
The Rockies are winning a game.
Oh, they'll choke it.
Oh, probably. They already have once.
I wouldn't get your hopes
they
up
had
there.
They had a game against the Cubs. Pissed me off so goddamn much. So they played the Cubs. It was a tie game going into the 9th inning, right? The Rockies didn't score, so it stayed tied. So bottom of the 9th is when the Cubs would get a chance to win it. So the Rockies bring in their closer and their best reliever, Zach Agnos. Cool, whatever. He shuts down that inning. They move through the next inning. They take Zach Agnos out and put in their worst reliever. He somehow gets through the inning. Cool. The Rockies score. Oh my God, they're going to win. Too bad they don't have their closer to come in and close this game out. So they just leave their worst reliever on the mound and he blows the game. And I was so upset. I just watched 12 innings of baseball just to watch them lose because their manager's an idiot. When it's a tie game, you don't call on your closer until your closer is needed, you dumb motherfucker. Made me upset. Real upsetty spaghetti on that one.
Yeah, we had 70 to 80 mile an hour wind shears here.
That's crazy.
In that town to the east of us, the first small one.
Yeah.
There's trees and big ass branches and power lines down and
crazy.
Wild. I'm just going through because everybody's starting to post. There's trampolines. This post right here, it says, "Not sure whose trampoline this is, but it's here. If anyone wants to get it."
So it's so funny. I saw somebody make a post today talking about the Rockies. They're like, maybe the ownership will finally pay attention because they're on pace to be the worst team of all time. There are 30 Major League Baseball teams. Do you want to guess where Rockies' attendance is, like, ranked?
I don't know. Probably not last.
15.
Probably like, yeah, I was gonna.
They're middle of the pack, and they're the worst team of all time. Because when the Rockies are mediocre, they're number one in attendance every year. Just when they're mediocre, like right. And to be fair, this isn't even. I hate the people who are like, Rockies fans just got to stop showing up. The majority of the time, Rockies fans aren't the ones who show up. Not the majority of the time. The issue is Denver is such a like transplant city that every other team has thousands of fans here. So when another team shows up, all of that team's fans show up and fill the stadium. When the Phillies came here, the stadium was only red. It's like, well, Rockies fans got to stop showing up, and people would post pictures. It's like, what Rockies fans, dude? There are none. Rockies fans show up sometimes. And mostly it's just because of the cheap beer. I'm not going to lie. That's why most people are going. It's weird when a Major League Baseball game is where you get cheap beer, but hey, whatever. It's rough. I keep doing rebuilds with them on MLB The Show because it's just really fun. Because every time I have them good again in like 2 years, whereas the current conversation is like, man, can the Rockies even be good by 2030? It's like, okay, can they be or will they be? Because those are two different questions.
Right? Yeah.
Because you could spend some money. You could trade some assets who don't get to go anywhere. And in the case of the couple of guys you have, my favorite thing to do on that game is to terrify everybody by giving every player who's like pretty good and has a bright future like 10-year contracts. Because while they're getting overpaid right now, if they develop it all, suddenly they're severely underpaid, but there's nothing they can do about it because they signed this really long contract and you win. And if they don't turn out that good, just trade them because somebody will want them. It works every time. 100% of the time, it works sometimes.
100. Okay, that's gonna break my brain.
You're welcome. I've already bought tickets to 2 more Rockies games.
That figures.
Though 3.
Oh, 3.
But Mom bought one of them because she wants to go in September because they're doing like a Harry Potter day. And if you buy the ticket, you get this like Harry Potter Rockies themed jersey.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, so we buy a $30 ticket and we get a free shirt. Sounds like it's worth it. Which is also why I paid for the next 2 tickets I did. Is because they're both bobblehead days, so I got to put some bobbleheads back here.
Some boobly heads.
Might as well go get some free bobbleheads, you know?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I had been binge watching all of the Harry Potters.
You watched the 6th one yet?
No.
Did you ever read the books?
One. I did.
Okay. Is this your first time watching the movies?
No.
Okay.
No, I watched some of the movies before I read the books.
Dummy.
I didn't read all the books, but...
Oh, well, the 6th book and the 6th movie are so different and it pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
Not saying that the movie's bad, but just knowing what it's supposed to be kind of pisses me off a little.
Right. There's just a lot of stuff that would have been so badass in a lot of the books versus the movies.
Also, the internet's been being stupid again.
Sure.
I'll talk to you about this later, but it's bad and makes me want to throw a chair.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I get it. You would think that movies would be able to be a lot more descriptive because you're seeing what's happening.
The issue is they are also less descriptive because you can't... It's hard to fit that much substance into an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Like in a book, every page is describing something and you're able to see it in your mind. You know,
well,
it might look a little different.
Some of you get to see it in your mind.
Well, you can pretend to know what's going on.
Well, I just don't get to see it, is all I'm saying. I swear to God, I had a dream the other night, and that freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. But I also, like, it's so weird, because I don't know how to describe it.
One of those dreams.
No, I could tell you everything that happened. I mean, I don't know how to describe, like, because it wasn't like I was seeing it. But it was like I was feeling things and, like, knowing that things were very odd.
I think our house is haunted, by the way.
Nice. Why?
So I think it's only haunted if I have my closet open, but...
Oh, so you've got to trap the ghost every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Aspen literally makes me, if we like are laying in bed and we're about ready to go to bed, she'll tell me to go shut the closet door now.
Nice. So what's in the closet? Are you in the closet?
Anyway? Maybe. But it was creeping her out anyway, because it's just this dark room that you're staring at while you're in bed.
Yeah.
But anyway, didn't bother me too much. But the weirdest thing happened the other night, and neither her or I can explain what had happened. Because we were sleeping in bed, and before we went to bed, you know, we always lay in bed and fuck around on our phones for a little while before, you know, before we go to sleep, you know, just trying to make ourselves tired and stuff. Yep. Yeah, and I usually have my lamp on and stuff. Well, I had to go to work the next morning, so I knew, you know, I knew how to set my alarms, and so I, like, right before I shut the lamp off, I went through my phone. I was like, oh, I better shut my alarm off or turn my alarms on and stuff, make sure they're all on. And so I remember turning them all on. And then I go, okay, you ready for the light off? And she goes, yep, I'm ready for the light off. And so I reach over and I shut the lamp off and had my phone still glowing so I could see what I was doing. And I had retainers that I put in still. And so I was like, oh shit, I still got to put my retainers in. So I used my phone to grab my retainers and put them in my mouth. Are you frozen? Oh, no, you're not frozen. Okay. You were just sitting really still, and I was worried that our internet went out.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, today's a bad day for me to sit even kind of still. My bad.
Yeah. But anyway, I was using the phone, got my retainers in, and laid my head on the pillow, and I specifically remember laying my phone right in front of my face. That's where I always put it.
Sure.
I always have it plugged in, laying right in front of my face, so that way when the alarm goes off, it wakes me up. And so I fall asleep. She falls asleep. And it was like 2:30 in the morning. I hear this thump, 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 thump. And it's the distinctive sound of my phone falling in between the headboard and the mattress, and it always falls to the floor. Not the first time it's happened.
I was going to say, this doesn't sound that weird. It seems like this is mine does that sometimes. Not down between my headboard and the wall because it's on a nightstand, so it just falls to the floor. But yeah.
But pretty normal. It's happened before, not a big deal. And I laid there for a second, but it was loud enough. It woke both of us up,
Sure.
And I could hear Aspen turns over and towards me, and she's sitting there, and I'm laying there, and I'm like, I better get that because the alarms are going to go off, and I don't want to have to crawl out of bed and try to grab my phone, which is underneath the bed, to shut the alarms off. So I might as well grab it now. So Aspen was awake at this point.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. So she grabs her phone and turns the light on so I could see what I'm doing. And I get down on the floor and I'm looking and I can't find my phone for the life of me. Cannot find my phone. Like, where the hell is my phone? It's usually on my side and laying on the floor. So I was like, well, did it get wedged between the bed and the mattress? So I look between the bed and the mattress and I don't see nothing. The mattress sits like this far from the headboard.
Yeah.
There's enough space or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing for it to catch on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where the fuck? So I looked for like a good 3-4 minutes before I was like, what the hell? And she goes, can you not find it? I'm like, no, I cannot find my phone. She goes, well, let me call it. So she calls the phone. And so I'm sitting there and I can hear her phone ringing. And all of a sudden I hear my ringtone going off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because it sounds like my phone is ringing on the other side of the room. Like in the bathroom, kind of ringing. And I'm like, what the hell? So I start walking around the edge of the bed and I see this faint glowing and it's laying face down on the footrest of like the foot part of the bed has the wood. What do you call that?
The footboard? The headboard and the footboard?
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, footboard. I will go with footboard. But
Sounds
anyway,
right.
It's got a wide piece of wood at the foot of the bed. And it was laying face down on that wood. And if it was on my bed and it somehow had migrated to the edge of the bed to the other side of the room, it still, if it slipped off, would have went in between the wood and the bed.
Yeah.
I specifically remember putting it in front of my face. Aspen remembers me doing that because she remembers me turning my alarms on. And somehow, and when the phone fell, when we heard the noise of it falling, the sound came from right next to my head. Like it had fallen off the bed by our pillows. Not at the foot. And it even sounded like it hit the floor where it went thunk, a real hollow thud where it hits the carpet.
Yeah.
And somehow my phone was on the footboard, laying face down, perfectly in line with the footboard.
So you chucked your phone. It started to fall, no. You caught it, you threw it, and then you woke up.
No, because that would have made a whole lot more noise, and there's no way it would have stayed on the footboard.
You're just that good.
Yeah, no, that's... But anyway, closet door was open.
Ah.
And so I don't know. I literally stood there with my phone, with my other hand like this, and I'm still really tired, just woke up at 2:30 in the morning. I'm like looking at my phone, and I'm looking where my phone was at, and I'm looking at my phone, and Aspen sets up, and she's looking at me and looking at my phone, and she's like, something's not adding up here. I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of creeped out. And she's like, just go back to bed. Don't say any more because you're freaking me out. She's like, just don't say anymore. You're freaking me out. She says, if you say any more, and I'm going to your parents' place. She's like, I'm leaving and I'm gonna go stay at your parents' place on the. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna pretend like this never happened. But still baffles me. And it's been like a month since this happened.
So she wants to go to your parents' place because it's not haunted. Have you not told her about how it's haunted? She doesn't need to know that.
She doesn't even know. No.
I will remember to tell her the next time we hang out in 2023. Nope, 2026.
You messed that one up.
What year is it? Who are you?
Yeah.
What day are you?
Oh, might as well pull one of these. What are these?
Yeah.
There you go, Jedi.
What are these? Oh my God. Did you see the TikTok clip I posted from the stream the one day of Grayson? When we were playing D&D and he was the paladin who wants, dude, part of me wants you to join that game for like 3 sessions just to play a paladin so Grayson can learn how to paladin. You're a paladin. You're supposed to have the most aura. That is literally your thing. But no, he has the least aura of anyone to ever live. It's insane.
I will show them how to be the almighty Jehovah's Witness of the D&D campaign.
Dude. Yeah, dude, part of me wants to like have my character go away for a minute and just bring in a paladin to teach him how to paladin.
All right.
Because it's like, all that aura farming I do as a sorcerer? You should be doing that as a paladin, but better because you're a paladin.
Right.
What we've kind of learned is, at least when it comes to playing D&D, I'm just really good at aura farming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at making my characters look cool. That's just because I know how to describe things that look cool. Especially, Miller, just like Hero, gives you so much free reign when it's like, yeah, you get the kill. How do you want to do it? It's like, oh, I got you. He is some craziness. He is the wild times. The Rockies, might not blow it. They're going to have the lead, and their closer, who has not blown a save in his career, he's only had 2 chances to save a game, but has not done it yet in his career, gets to come in and close the game. And I stand by, the only guy I'm confident that's any good on this team is our closer. Zach Agnos is fucking awesome, and he has the goofiest little mustache. Let me You got to look at this mustache.
I've seen him before.
Maybe. Let me send you this, because he's new-ish to the Rockies. Like, he's been in their farm system for a long time, but he's new to the majors. Because he does the where he curl it up on the end, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying. You don't know nothing. Here, I'm sending you a picture. Here, Wonder, enjoy a picture of a random man on your phone. Part of me doesn't know if Heath knows my phone number anymore. I don't know if I have the right number for Heath anymore. I texted somebody.
I think you do.
There you go.
I don't think he's changed it.
Yeah, that mustache. That mustache guarantees the wins. Yeah, dude. Indubitably. But, yeah, dude. The Rockies could finally get their 10th win and be 10-50. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
10-50.
They're doing good. They're going to turn it around.
Dude, that would be the coolest shit ever. Not even, like, obviously they're not making the playoffs, but, like, to turn it around and just not be the worst team in baseball at the end of the year would be so sick. Okay, if they could figure out how to turn it around and make the playoffs, that'd be the coolest thing ever. They won't. It's not physically possible, but God, I'd love it. Okay, maybe it's possible, but you'd have to go on, like, an 80. Oh, hey, they just scored another run. They're going to have a 2-run lead. Wonder a 2-run lead. It's 6-4 in the top of the 9th. Shit, Zach Agnos might not even... The Miami Marlins.
Oh.
It's all right. Hey, did you see that they beat the Yankees that one time? That was the funniest shit. The Yankees showed up in Colorado and lost. The internet had way too much fun with that. Because, you know, the Yankees suck or whatever. Nobody likes the Yankees, which, like, valid. Oh my God. Why are we doing a second round of cuts?
Oh my God. I really want to do it.
What do you want to do?
So, the town to the east of us, the small one.
Okay.
You know, a few years ago, the water, the canal breached. And
yes.
So anyway, that person I was telling you about used to be our coach a while back. He's partly to blame for the breach because his pivot was stuck and spraying into the bank of the...
Nice.
So there's pretty strong evidence to support that the canal breached because of him. And now after all this rain and stuff, it's flooding over there. And the news, there's a local news media that decided to use his pictures on their deal that says, flooding in that town, pictures taken by such and such. It's the same guy that caused the breach. I just want to comment, hey, you didn't cause the flooding this time.
Good job.
Good job.
Oh goodness, man, that's wild.
I'd get a lot of hate for it.
Yeah, but it'd be funny.
It would be fucking funny though.
Funny matters more. Who the heck is oh, it's Hunter Goodman. I haven't watched Hunter Goodman enough because he's basically a rookie this year. Like, he played for the team last year, but I didn't pay as much attention to baseball last year. So I haven't, like, learned his batting stance. So seeing him stand there, it's like, who is that guy? Very tough. Oh, he's using one of the torpedo bats. Did you see the whole controversy over that at the beginning of the baseball season? It's all went away because it doesn't actually change that much, but, you know. Mm-hmm. Where they changed how baseball bats work because they just moved the sweet spot down closer to your hands. So, like, the top of the bat is now thinner and the bottom's thinner, and then it so it torpedoes, right? Mm-hmm. People are like, oh my God, that has to be cheating. It's like, no, it still follows all the rules. It's just moving the sweet spot down closer to where you make contact. So if you're somebody who, like, their swing is very elongated, you're hitting closer to your hands a lot. So this just moves the sweet spot. All it's doing is making some pitches that, like, normally are harder for them to hit easy, or for them to make good contact with easier. But it also means if they're trying to go get something farther outside, like, it's just a trade-off of where you'd rather be hitting the ball. And yes, that has helped some guys hit for a slightly better average, but so does a lot of things. So who cares? Right. This isn't cheating. You're just mad because the whole controversy started because people noticed the torpedo bat in a game where the Yankees hit like 12 home runs in a single game. They're like, oh, this must be cheating. It's like, or the Yankees just had a really good game in a hitter-friendly ballpark against a really bad team. Congrats. It's like, you know, you play in Denver and you hit 10 home runs and people go, yeah, but they were using this special grip tape on their bat. So that must mean this is what caused it. It's like, or they were just playing the Rockies, man. All right. 2-0 lead. Can Zach Agnos win us a game?
Absolutely not.
I don't know. Probably not. I'd sure love it if he did. I mean, other than maybe I won't love it if he does, because that probably means they lose when I go see him. But whatever. True. That would be dope. If you could change one thing about Twitch affiliate or partner, what would it be? I think Twitch partners should get a physical gift, something to like the YouTube play buttons. That would be sick. Because Twitch has those gifts, but they're impossible. Like they're a watch hour thing that like most partners will probably never get it.
Wow. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, right? Like, I think there's only a couple streamers who ever have reached the highest tier. YouTube's a little different because, like, they keep creating new high tiers because Mr. Beast. But I don't think the singular anomaly should be who you look at to, like, yeah, but there's this award. It's like, no, there is a Mr. Beast trophy. That's it. Every time he does something cool, YouTube's just like, you make us so much money. Here's this brick of something. But like the 10 million subscriber thing, a lot of people are at 10 million subscribers. A lot of people have the diamond play button. That's not a, like, it's a huge deal, but it's not like a impossibility. Like, that is a very achievable goal. Whereas like Mr. Beast just hit 400 million subscribers. That's not real. That's nobody else is doing that. It's ridiculous. All right, Zach Agnos, win the game. Please. We can't get swept by the fucking fish, man. I can't accept this.
Swept.
What are you doing?
I was looking at the. It's just still downpouring.
Oh, good. More flood. What about even floodier?
How
flooding?
What about even more water?
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm just not logged in. Weird. I blame Wonder.
Log in.
I don't want to. Well, I wanted to be logged in. I don't want to log in. Oh, did the Marlins do something goofy? They did. Idiots. Nice.
What did they do though?
So there's one player on the Rockies who's like incredible, Brenton Doyle. He's having a rough go at the plate, like hitting the ball. That's not a home run. Sorry. I just clicked back on the game and saw some lady celebrating for catching a baseball. But the score hadn't changed or anything. I'm like, what is happening? But it was just a foul ball. But she was very excited. But no. So Brenton Doyle, he's been struggling at the plate. He's not getting a lot of hits, but baseball has a lot of advanced stats that really matter, like WOBA, which is weighted on base average, and it like looks at like all sorts of different things about how you hit the ball. And like his batting average is down like 60 points from last year, but his WOBA's higher. So he's making a lot of really good contact. He's just hitting it directly at people. It's just the luck of baseball where like you can do everything right and it still doesn't go your way. That's baseball. Or like his, you also have like a batting average on balls in play, which kind of takes away the parts of your batting average that you control. So strikeouts and home runs, because those aren't important here. So it just looks at the balls hit in the field of play, and his batting average on balls in play is like under 100. So like if he hits it in play, it just gets caught. or he gets thrown out. It's like sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Like, this is fucking stupid. But like, so he's still playing as good or better than he did last year. It's just the numbers don't reflect that. And baseball, those numbers are really useful. The issue is the Rockies will never look at them because the Rockies suck. Their advanced analytics department is one person. The rest of baseball have teams of like hundreds of people to look at this shit. Not the Rockies, because the Rockies are still stuck in 1989. Because you remember the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt, where they look at all these advanced metrics to build a playoff team out of really bad players? Yeah, that happened in 2001. The Rockies still haven't just figured out the basics of what happens in that movie. But Brenton Doyle is like the best defensive center fielder in baseball, and he has a cannon of an arm. And it's my favorite thing in like the MLB The Show, the game, because like if a ball gets hit to Brenton Doyle, baseball video games aren't very good about realizing, hey, don't run when that guy has the chance to throw you out. So it's just like, oh, this is a mistake because he throws him out every time. You know, they try to move up a base or try to score. And the Marlins ran on Brenton Doyle today, and it did not work. It's like, guys, you gotta not do that.
There's one guy you gotta worry about,
right? You feel like you'd know, especially like Brenton Doyle is not an unknown name in baseball anymore. Like, he might be unknown to like casual fans, but to baseball teams, this guy is the back-to-back Gold Glove winning center fielder. Like, he is. Holy shit! The Rockies won.
Damn.
Let's go. Zach Agnos might be the GOAT. Might be the greatest. He is. Yeah, he might be the greatest. That's all we know.
I don't know about that.
He might be the greatest. So here, let me give you some other fun stats. So WAR, this one's tough. So WAR is what is called wins above replacement. So like a replacement level player is worth 0 WAR. So if you have a positive WAR, you're better than the average baseball player that year. And if you have a negative WAR, you're worse than the average baseball player that year. And now, like back in the day, having a positive WAR was easier because the competition through the league sucked. Whereas now, having a positive WAR is really hard because the average player is better than like great players from 3 decades ago. It just is. So the Rockies as a team have like a -5 WAR. If you just replaced the entire team with average players, they'd be better.
Yeah, I want to see Babe Ruth come in and start try and hit these 100-mile-an-hour balls.
Same. Maybe he could, but I also don't know. It's not the 100 miles an hour that I think would be tough. It's the movement. Let me show you this Shohei Ohtani pitch, and you tell me if you think you could hit that motherfucker.
I honestly guarantee you, I think I've seen it.
Maybe. It
on TikTok,
scares the fuck out of me, dude.
Is that the one where he does like the curveball, and it's like the guy thought he was going to get hit, and it freaking...
Oh, no, that's not exactly what I'm talking about, but those are a good one. No, this isn't even a curveball. It is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball with this movement, dude. I don't know how you hit this. Like this is scarier than 110 miles an hour. Because if you're doing 110 miles an hour and it's like a regular fastball, it means nothing. This, nobody's hitting that. You pray to the gods and hope they let you hit it because you ain't hitting it by choice.
Just close your eyes and swing. You might
pretty
have
much.
a better chance doing that.
But yeah, so currently the Rockies have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys with a positive WAR this season. Sorry, 6 batters. That's apparently not their pitcher WARs. And 2 of them have been on the major league roster for like 5 games. So they don't count yet. They're not real. Their pitchers, though, their bullpen is weird. The Rockies have the best bullpen in baseball. But the Zach Agnos thing I wanted to bring up is, so there's earned run average, which is like just the base, how many runs you give up per 9 innings pitched, right? So if you pitch 1 inning and give up 1 run, you have a 9 ERA. That's really bad. But if you pitch 9 innings and give up 3 or less runs, that's really, really good. But then there's a number called ERA plus, which is adjusted to player ballpark fielding ability of the defense. It's adjusted to a lot of things to make it a more even, more like verifiable thing. Because if your ERA is really good and you pitch every game at Coors Field, that is much more impressive than being mediocre anywhere else. Like if you are good at Coors Field, that is the most impressive thing. So Zach Agnos, the guy who just pitched today, has an ERA plus of 294. In a plus stat like ERA plus, 100 is average. He is 3 times as good as your average pitcher. The Rockies have 2 pitchers in their bullpen with an ERA plus close to 3. The Rockies bullpen's really good. It's everything else that sucks. One of their starting pitchers, Antonio Senzatella, has an ERA plus of 65, so he's about half as good as average. He is 50% below average. You know how ass you gotta be? He also has 10 losses. He got to 10 losses before the Rockies got to 10 wins. He pitches every 5 days. He accounts for, 20% of the team's losses. Ridiculous. How can you be so ass? It's tough. It's tough.
Your ass.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, shit. Oh, the Lions. Oh, dude, that's so fucked up. I love that this happened at this time. I feel bad for the guy. Lions All-Pro and Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow, the best in the game, has informed the team he's retiring. Why did you wait until after free agency and the draft to retire? Because you just fucked over your team. I'm very happy about it because fuck the Lions, but also, dude, if you're going to retire, why not retire 2 months ago so they could have replaced you?
I don't know. Maybe they did him dirty and he was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'll wait until you guys are screwed. And then.
Maybe.
Sounds like a Lions thing to do.
Yeah, that's fair. That's so crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, shocker. So people have spewed a lot of lies about the Acolyte. The Star Wars show. Like how Leslie Headland had never even seen Star Wars. That's just not true. She had multiple writers who had never seen Star Wars, which is a fine thing to do because it's more important that you write a good story. That's why Leslie Headland also had Dave Filoni constantly double check everything during writers' stuff to make sure that they didn't get anything wrong in the script. She actually knows a lot about Star Wars and loves it, but it was more of a Dave Filoni is the Star Wars guy, so we're going to make sure he likes it because then we're good, right? But it came out today where the cinematographer of The Acolyte, Chris Teague, was interviewed and said that Leslie Headland often used the question, what would George Lucas do, as a guiding principle for making the show. And now it's like, so what are all those dumb motherfuckers going to say now about The Acolyte?
Right.
And everybody just keeps saying she's lying, which is just untrue. He would have not made the series as it contradicts everything he established. No, it doesn't. If you don't know Star Wars, stop talking about Star Wars. You don't deserve it. Die. And if you hate Star Wars, stop watching Star Wars. Fuck off.
Right. You just ruin it for the rest of us.
We don't need little bitches like you around.
Trade is now done and official. 49ers acquire defensive lineman Bryce Huff from Eagles for a mid-round pick in
I
2026.
feel like that happened like a week ago.
I'm just now seeing it.
That's
So
wild.
I'm late on the news,
Apparently.
but up with new.
Apparently.
What else is new?
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Rockies are officially a 10-win team. That's shocking. I never expected this to happen. I didn't think we'd ever get here. We are 60 games into a 162 game season, and I didn't think we'd get to 10 wins. Feels good. Ugh. All right. Now we just need to go on a run and go 50-10 over our next 60. Really even it up really even it up.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me. You said now we need to go on a run. I was like, I ain't fucking running.
Oh no, you're not going to go work out with me tonight? Do a 4-mile run before you go lift?
I mean, if it's on a treadmill.
That's why my legs hurt, is because I ran for 4 miles every day for like 3 weeks and never took a rest day. I think that's what caused that, and then also having like leg days. So my legs were dead. They had turned to spaghetti. Can't believe this. I can't believe I live in a world where the Rockies won a game. Holy shit, this might be the series. I just realized. There's always a series every year. Like last year, who did the White Sox sweep last year? There's always a team. So the White Sox last year became the worst team in MLB history. And they swept the Los Angeles Angels and the Toronto Blue Jays. So even when you're the worst team in the league, you can sweep at least one series. The Rockies might sweep the Marlins. We're on pace. We just got to win 2 out of 2 now. We just got to win 2 more. Probably won't happen. I just want to know what really good team will end up sweeping. Like, you know how funny it would be if we like swept the Dodgers at some point this season? That'd be the funniest shit. There's no world in which it happens, but it'd be the funniest shit. So yeah, I plan to go to a game this weekend, a game 2 weekends from now, and then a game on the 4th of July. That one's going to be funny because the team that was the worst team of all time last year and is the second worst team in baseball right now is coming to Denver for the 4th of July. That's going to be awful baseball, and I just want to watch all of it. Awful baseball is funny.
Well, it's entertaining, that's for sure.
What the fuck? Wild.
Wow. Apparently, that town to our east,
The
there was
bigger
a
one or the one we
house,
went to school at?
the one we went to school in. There was a house that blew and rolled.
What the fuck?
A whole house.
That's crazy.
And the family was inside.
That's crazy, dude.
Says, yeah, so not sure what, if the family's okay, but the person said they're praying that the family was able to evacuate safely. So maybe they weren't inside.
Oh,
I
well,
hope
that's
they weren't.
good.
Because judging by this picture, there's not really much left of it. So, yeah. Wild times.
Wild times. It's awful.
when you're high on meth, chilling in a hot tub, that's some dude that's like waist deep in a porta potty, and he's just sitting there.
Oh my God. That's wild. Not just that. Apparently, there have been more tornadoes to touch down in the Denver metro area in 2025 than there have been Rockies wins this season.
Oh, it all came from one storm, though. To be honest,
Probably. Well, I wonder if there were some today, or will be some today.
probably.
I also don't know. Should I worry about tornadoes? I live in a concrete and metal building. It would have to be a pretty big fucking tornado to matter.
But say, it
Right?
might suck you and everything out of your
Well, I have one window.
room. I know.
Like if I just walk into another room, that's not going to happen.
Just go out in the hall.
Or that.
That's
But
what I
like,
do.
no, even like my bedroom doesn't have a window. Like there's one window
Fair.
in the apartment. Like just walk over
But
there.
I'd go, on the farthest interior part of the building,
Sure.
away from all windows.
Also,
and...
technically, my window is weird because this part of the building is like a square with a central outdoor area. So the window just looks out into the other three sides of the apartment building. So I don't even know.
Crazy.
The tornado would have to fall straight through that hole somehow to really matter.
I don't know. Tornadoes do wild things.
Yeah, I know. But it's one of those, like, I don't know. Somehow, if a tornado kills me while I'm in my apartment, it was just time, man. The same thing I think about with plane crashes. It's like, like, yeah, planes freak me out sometimes. Turbulence freaks me out. But, like, that's just because I'm a bitch. So,
I hate when planes start, like, I can't remember what the hell they called it, but like where the engines just start making really loud banging noises. They're like bang, 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 bang. And what the fuck's happening? It's like they're backfiring or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Fair. I don't think I've ever experienced that. But I also put on noise canceling headphones and don't hear shit when I'm on an airplane.
Doesn't matter. You fucking feel it.
Ah.
Like it literally, you feel it. Like it's like, it feels like something's hitting the plane in midair. It's weird. It freaked me the fuck out. And then the captain don't worry, folks, that's normal. Like, I feel like all captains say that until they hit the ground.
True.
They're like, oh, by the way, we're about to hit the ground. Bam!
Also, am I a psycho for not knowing that tornadoes happened in Denver? I don't know why, but like, I know we kind of got tornadoes where we are, but also not really. So like, I don't know.
I heard there were more towards like the airport and stuff.
Most of those, yeah.
Seen a lot of pictures and stuff from people just sitting there waiting on their plane, and they're just like, oh.
That's
tornado.
crazy. So there were only 5,894 people in attendance at the Rockies Marlins game today. That means over the last 3 games, Miami's total was 31,703 fans over 3 games combined. The Rockies have had at least that many for over 25% of their home games this year.
Huh.
Most of the ones where they didn't are days where it fucking snowed.
Fair enough.
March and April baseball is tough in Denver. Snows.
I mean, high elevation.
Yeah.
Surrounded by mountains. It happens.
Yeah. I know. I was there for 2 snow games. Dude, can we settle down? I don't know. Cry or something. All right.
I'll settle you.
Settle down. All right. I think, I don't know if there's more to wait. That is so some dude named Ross Tucker. He played in the NFL for the Bills, and he's now a CBS sports analyst guy. Was on a Vikings podcast and said he only thinks that the Vikings will win 7 or 9 games, and said Minnesota isn't totally sold on JJ McCarthy, with the specific thing being it's so disingenuous and awful with the no matter what the Vikings say about JJ, they wanted Darnold back. That's why they offered him a 1-year deal. Okay. And then when they didn't get him, they wanted Daniel Jones. Well, you do realize they didn't have another quarterback on the roster, right? They needed a backup, whatever. And as much as they're sold on JJ, they weren't that sold. So the Vikings have some doubt. No, they don't. Because the whole point was we want those guys back. And you know why Daniel Jones didn't sign? Because he was told it wasn't even a real competition. Because JJ would have to suck. Whereas the Colts said, yeah, you could probably steal Anthony Richardson's job. We're not going to give it to you, but you could probably take that. The Vikings were like, probably not. Because JJ would have to suck. It doesn't even matter if you're good. He'd just have to be bad. That's just awful. If they truly would have wanted Sam Darnold back, why would they only offer him a 1-year deal that was lower than the franchise tag?
It's almost like the Vikings are willing to, start proceeding with their franchise quarterback.
Right. Also, if the Vikings were really that concerned about JJ, let's be honest, why wouldn't they have just signed Aaron Rodgers when he's been begging them to sign him?
Right.
Why wouldn't they have called Russell Wilson? Why wouldn't they have called any of those quarterbacks who were free agents? Because the only guys they called, the only guy outside of the building that they called was Ryan Tannehill. That's not a guy you're calling to start football games for you, I promise. Every signal is the exact opposite of what this idiot's saying. So I don't understand.
He's just trying to sow doubt into a fan base that's, been through a lot of hell. So
it just really pisses me off, dude. Because there's already enough doubt in this fan base because all of the dumb idiots want fucking Rodgers. No. Give the keys to JJ. Did
they not see how bad Rodgers played last year?
Right. And I'm sorry, we built this roster for a rookie quarterback. We have the guy. I'm sorry. If any of you have actually sat down and watched JJ McCarthy play even a little, and just put JJ McCarthy's highlight reel up right next to Aaron Rodgers. His throwing motion's the same. You're talking about a guy who has one of the best arms in his draft class. He threw, because they have that stupid throwing drill just to see how hard a guy can throw. He threw the ball harder than Josh Allen did at the combine. JJ McCarthy's gonna be a stud. I am so sure. Why the fuck do we want to, we've built this roster to have a rookie quarterback, but let's go waste money on somebody else. Yeah, you did it last year. And it turned out to be a really good thing because JJ got hurt. So what did JJ do? He bulked up a bit. So his knee probably won't explode this time. Hopefully. Injuries happen. Shit happens. Nothing you can do. But if he gets to play, I think he's going to be all right. We don't have to ask for him to be much more than all right. Not with our roster. Holy shit.
I'll tell you somebody who bulked up on the Bills. Keon Coleman.
That could be good.
Well, I think he realized, hey, I'm not the fastest guy, so I'd better bulk up so I can physically beat somebody on a contested catch, which is kind of why he was there in the first place.
Right.
because he was supposedly good at contested catches.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, that's not smart. Jesus. All right. Um, crazy. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I think that's probably good enough. We've well exceeded our hour.
Yeah.
I have no clue what to title this one.
No.
We were very ADHD on this episode. We didn't have a like last week. We talked a lot about AI. This week we talked about all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I might just title this one "Rockies Win." All right.
There you go. That'll be a rare title.
Right. Well, all right. Without further ado, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.